Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another video. Today we've got a bunch of topics to go through and we're just going to get straight into the news today. We have a report from Fabrizio Romano who is saying Chelsea are set to open talks with Brighton for Caicedo as negotiations between the clubs starting within the next day or two. Personal terms not an issue. Now Chelsea are prepared to attack the deal. Never easy or fast negotiations with Brighton. Chelsea are on it. So of course here we have Caicedo. It looks like Chelsea are really going to make a push now. We knew that Chelsea's incomings were mostly going to wait until next month officially starts on the 1st because FFP reasons. Anything we do now will basically count as this previous year's FFP rulings. So that's why Chelsea have been waiting, and now Caicedo can be a big target. Thankfully, no other clubs seem to be pushing on him as it stands. That can of course change at any moment. But Chelsea are the only real club that are looking to attack this deal, as Fabrizio Romano said. And I think this is going to be done as quick as possible. He does say, you know, it's never easy or fast negotiations with Brighton, but we know the situation with Caicedo is a bit different. He wanted to leave last year, didn't get that move, was a little bit upset, signed a new deal, I think, and has stayed on for that short period, but he has been told he is allowed to leave this season, and it looks like around 70 to 80 million will be where it gets done. Chelsea know this, and I think we're going to be smart enough to get it over the line as soon as we can. So this one I'm very excited about. Caicedo and Enzo in the midfield is going to be a really nice combo. Of course, we do need a few other additions in the midfield, in my opinion. But this is a very strong midfield that we're starting to build here. So this one is looking good, but we'll see how the negotiations go in the next couple of days. And for once we finally have positive news in regards to Romelu Lukaku, as Chelsea are set to restart transfer talks with Inter and they are open to a permanent move. Not quite in the most ideal situation, but they have made it clear that they will go for a loan deal with an obligation to buy. So they're not saying an option, which obviously Chelsea should not be accepting, but an obligation to buy. So they have to buy him at the end of this year's loan if this was to go through. And I think that's going to be the only way this is going to get done, is, you know, it gives them time to get a bit more money over the line and save up for this Lukaku deal eventually. It's not going to be much. I think around 30-40 million maybe is where Chelsea will hopefully see this end up, but getting him off the books is probably the most key thing this club needs to do this window, because one, just the toxicity and the drama that comes with him, and then also of course his wages, getting those off the books will be nice, and getting some sort of fee for him. We're never going to get the what I think it mentions here, £97.5 million that we paid for him. We're never getting that back. There's no hope. But we can do damage control and get as much as we can. So this will be a key deal for Chelsea to get done, and it's good to see that they are open to doing some sort of permanent deal, because all we've ever heard is, oh, Lukaku's going to get loaned back to Inter, that's the only way they can afford him, blah blah blah. It's ridiculous. So this looking positive, but we'll see how the negotiations go, because maybe they're only going to offer 10-20 million for him, and then Chelsea are going to have to decline it. Then we have some exciting news break today that I hadn't heard anything about, and it says Chelsea are in advanced talks to sign Brazilian talent Ângelo from Santos. As negotiations are ongoing, official bid has been submitted. The Blues are offering 15 million for the 2004 forward to Santos, as this journalist here broke the news. He says there are details clarified, but the deal is concrete, so it's almost officially done. This is a 18-year-old winger. We could take a look at some of his stats here. Obviously he's young, so there's not too much to him yet, but he is left-footed, 18 years old, about 5'11", I think that is, valued at about 15 million euros, so we're getting him for about value here. His strengths are his ball control, and as you can see here, he plays off the right wing. In the Brazil Serie A League in 2023, he made 12 appearances, only 5 of them starting and averaging about half a game, so really not breaking into a first team or anything like that, but did manage to get 2 goals and no assists, but did have an expecting assists of 1.14, big chances created 1, so nothing major here. You're not seeing, you know, an absolute breakout star, a 6.73 average rating, but he is only 18, and Chelsea have obviously talent ID this guy as someone that is going to grow into a top player. So this will be an exciting one to keep your eye on, but he's not going to break into the first team for a good few years. And he is left-footed off that right wing, so I guess that he's a bit more of an inside forward than a traditional winger. But I don't know much about him. If anyone out there does, please feel free to comment down below. But this is an exciting one. Chelsea tapping up more talent across the world, and yeah, this whole project that we're putting forward at the moment is a very exciting one. This could pay dividends in the next, decade or so, when all these youngsters are really maturing and becoming the players that we, signed them to be. Then we have Fabrizio Romano again saying that Man United and Chelsea are set to make a final decision on the Mason Mount deal, as direct contacts will take place within the next day. He understands it will be face-to-face contact, and United will be clear once again they want it done for 55 million. So this isn't going to be the end of this saga, we know that. We're seeing a lot of sort of PR from both sides. There's a lot of talks about how Mason Mount wants out, he's pushing the move, all this, and then Mason Mount's camp is saying he never wants to leave. He ideally would stay, but Chelsea are refusing to give him a contract. So it's obviously somewhere in the middle. The truth always is somewhere between the two sides, but this deal could end up getting done. 55 million is all that Manchester United are willing to offer. Chelsea want about 60, maybe 65, I can't remember exactly. And I don't know if it's going to get done. I really would be adamant if I was Chelsea, saying, look, we don't get messed around in the transfer market. I know that's what Manchester United are trying to do as well, but if our stances don't align, then unfortunately there's no deal. And I think Chelsea should be firm and say, no, we're holding firm. If you want to try and get a different target, we know he's a big target for Man United. So if you want to get him, you can cough up another 5 million. You can afford that. So yeah, if I was Chelsea, I'd be saying stand firm on it. Stand firm on your value. And if Mount maybe in the next year has a good season, we as a club have a good season, maybe things will change and he'd end up re-signing. But who knows? We'll see how it goes. I'm sure over the next day or so we'll get plenty of updates on this one. Then we have the news that AC Milan are negotiating with Chelsea for Pulisic after the Loftus-Cheek deal has been completed, which is true. That one is also over the line now. Milan are insisting to pay less than the €25 million asking price. The player's keen on the move, but no agreement between the clubs yet. So we're not going to get much for Pulisic, They want to pay less than the 25 million, so somewhere around 15 to 20 million is what we'll probably end up getting for Captain America. And this one, again, he is a player that's serially underperformed. He's got streaky form, plenty of injuries. So this is one, in my opinion, that Chelsea just get him off the books. This is big wages that we can afford to spend on a player that has a brighter future than someone like Pulisic, because he just hasn't worked out. I do think he's a good enough player to work in the certain environment, but here it doesn't seem to be working out. So on this one, I'd say, yep, get him gone, 15-20 million, sure. It'll just add to our transfer kitty that we're building up, and it's actually looking like quite a sizable transfer kitty that we've built up with all the player sales that we've made. And that's going to be the end of the video, guys. If you did enjoy, please be sure to leave a like, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, and you'll never miss out on a future video. I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.